I recently shared a breakdown of how to use WP Rocket in order to speed up your website. And this actually resulted in many people asking the question, well, what is the difference between WP Rocket and Nitropack? Because I've also talked about Nitropack here, and that is a good way to help speed up your website as well. So today I want to break down the differences between both WP Rocket and Nitropack because it's really not an apples to apples comparison. So we're going to look at the differences between these two, so that way you'll be able to better determine which of these is going to be best to use based on the specific site you are working on. So since these are not the same, in order to compare these, we are going to look at the differences in purpose, features, limitations, costs, documentation, and its performance. And then of course, we will pull all of this together to help you make the decision, well, which one should you actually go with? So let's start with purpose. Now, both WP Rocket and Nitropack are plugin solutions to help you with your website page speed and core web vitals optimization. But the main difference here is that WP Rocket is primarily a caching plugin, and Nitropack is more of an all-in-one speed optimization plugin. So while both of these plugins have the same purpose, they actually differ quite a bit. So let's break this down and look at the features. Now, I do want to say that both of these are great options, even if you are not familiar with how to improve page speed and a lot of the jargon that comes along with it, and you don't want to have to dive into the code to do any fixes. Both of these you'll be able to set up pretty quickly and pretty easily as well. And of course, I have tutorials for both of those that walk you step by step how to actually do that and how to understand what all of the settings actually mean. So that'll make it even easier for you. But let's start with the Nitropack features. Now, as I mentioned, Nitropack is more of the all-in-one speed optimization solution. It has an advanced caching mechanism, an image optimization suite that has advanced lazy loading of images, image compression, adaptive image sizing, and WP delivery. And it also comes with a built-in CDN that has over 200 global locations. And it also has HTML, CSS, and JavaScript optimization to compress and minify those scripts to improve your load time. Now, WP Rocket has some great features as well. They offer page caching where the whole page is stored and then delivered to visitors, cache preloading, so this generates the pages before the visit, HTML, CSS, JavaScript compression, gzip compression, and they have lazy loading for images as well, database optimization, DNS prefetching so that it reduces the DNS lookup of external domains, delays script loading for non-essential scripts. So overall, when it comes to features, because Nitropack is more of an all-in-one solution, it definitely has more advanced features than you'll find within WP Rocket. We can look at image optimization, for example. When it comes to WP Rocket, they don't have that available, but that is included with Nitropack, which has a complete image optimization stack available. And Nitropack also has the built-in CDN, content delivery network, that's available right inside. And WP Rocket does not include this in their package, but they do have this as an add-on that you can pay extra for. Now, if Nitropack is seeming like an obvious choice just yet, remember you also get what you pay for. So you're going to get more, so you're going to pay more with Nitropack, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you need everything that is offered. So let's break this down even further, and don't worry, we are going to look at the price so you can see what's going to actually fit into your budget for the site. But before we get into some of the limitations that are here, one thing I want to point out about Nitropack is that they do have different optimization levels. So this allows you to perform 5 different optimization sets with a single button. So each level determines how much Nitropack optimizes the website. So with these levels, you can actually start lower and test out how that works for your website and then slowly increase the optimization levels until you see what really works best for your site. Okay, let's look at some of the limitations. Now, one of the major drawbacks with Nitropack is going to be its pricing because it is going to cost you more. And we're going to look at a breakdown and comparison of the pricing here in just a moment. But another limitation for Nitropack is also going to be its limits on page views. So for example, if you use WP Rocket, there is no limitation on the amount of page views for your website. Whereas with Nitropack, depending on the package that you go for, you are going to be capped at a certain number of page views. So for instance, the first paid plan that is available on Nitropack has a limit of 50,000 page views, and then you must increase your package and therefore the payment once your traffic increases. Now, another drawback to consider as well, depending on the number of sites that you have or even client sites that you have, is that Nitropack, you are going to pay for each package for each individual website that you are working on. While on the other hand, one thing that WP Rocket does make available is their infinite plan so that you can use WP Rocket on an unlimited number of websites. Now, we've talked about the optimization levels that Nitropack does offer you, which is a great feature. At the same time, you do have to slowly test this up, and you don't want to just jump to the highest settings, because even though they have some great optimization scores, this can actually lower your CLS and LCP scores, which are all about core web vitals testing. So this is something you just really need to test out. Now let's talk about WP Rocket for a moment. WP Rocket is a really excellent plugin. It does a really good job at what it is supposed to do, and that is being a caching plugin. But that is at the same time its limitation is that it is not going to be an all-in-one speed optimization suite like Nitropack is going to be. So this can be beneficial for certain sites who this is really going to benefit depending on your setup, and we'll talk about that in a moment if you don't need more of these advanced features. So in order to really be able to match what Nitropack is being able to offer, because again, this is not an apples to apples comparison, you're really going to need to match WP Rocket with some good quality hosting and a fast theme, and even possibly another plugin in order to help with speed in some of the areas that WP Rocket doesn't offer just yet. But do keep in mind that they do have some additional add-ons that you can use to help improve the speed, and it can mean that you're still going to pay less than with Nitropack. But with that being said, let's take a look at the difference in pricing. Since we were just talking about limitations and now we're talking about pricing, let's start with talking about the limitations of pricing for just a moment. WP Rocket actually does not have a free trial or a free plan that you can use. However, with that being said, they do have a 14-day full money back guarantee. So if you test this out on your website, it's not working the way that you think, it's not helpful to you, that you can get a full refund for this. Now, Nitropack actually does have a free plan that you can use, but do know that it is very limited. The free plan is really just meant to test this out. It's really meant for very low traffic sites with 5,000 or less page views a month. So if you get less than 5,000, this is something that can work for you, and you're only going to get 1 gigabyte of CDN bandwidth. And it's also going to place a Nitropack badge down in the footer of your website. So that's something to be aware of, where you're not going to find that once you are paying for one of the Nitropack packages. Okay, so what does this actually cost? Let's look at WP Rocket first. For one website with no limitations on page views, you can expect to pay $49 as of this recording. Of course, prices can always change. Or you can pay $99 for the year for 3 websites. And they also, as I've mentioned, have an infinite plan, which is $249 for the year, and it allows you an unlimited number of websites. So if you have a lot of websites in your portfolio, or you are an agency and have a lot of client websites, then this is a good option for you. Now, when it comes to Nitropack's pricing, I mentioned that they do have the free plan, which of course is rather limited. So let's look at what some of their paid plans are. The first plan as of right now is a $17.50 a month for an annual plan, of course, assuming that you are paying for the year up front. Now, this is limited to one website with up to 50,000 page views per month, and it provides you with 25 gigabytes a month of CDN bandwidth. The next package up jumps up significantly to $42.50 a month with 200,000 page view limit and 100 gigabytes a month of CDN bandwidth. And beyond that, that's when you're jumping up to plans that need up to 1 million views. So this means with the basic paid Nitropack plan, you can expect to be paying $210 a year. If you pay for the year up front, of course, it'll be more if you go month to month, and you will be paying just $49 with WP Rocket. Now, if you decide to go ahead and add in the CDN, which is called Rocket CDN with WP Rocket, this is going to bring your total to $157 for the year for one website, as compared to the $210 it will cost for Nitropack. Now, another option that you have is to use WP Rocket plus the monthly Rocket CDN plus Magnify, which is going to help you with that image optimization and many of the features that are available inside Nitropack. Now, with Magnify, there is a free plan, a $5 a month plan, and a $10 a month plan based on the number of images. So the $5 a month plan is for approximately 5,000 images, and if we need that, the annual cost for all three of these options will bring the total cost to $217, unless you're able to stick to the free plan and remove that $5 per month, and that will keep you at $157 for the year. Now, while the $217 may be slightly more than Nitropack, what you really need to look at here and consider is how many of the features that your website really needs within Nitropack, and consider once your website needs to scale. Once you start getting those page views, your site is really growing, what the cost is going to be. Because remember, this price comparison right now is on the basic paid plan for Nitropack. Once you need to upgrade to the second tier in the pricing plans, because you've gone beyond 50,000 page views a month, then that's jumping you up to $42.50 per month, which is a significant jump. So it can be a little bit cheaper to start as compared to if you need to add in all the options with WP Rocket. But as you grow, well, that's going to make WP Rocket less expensive for you. So this really starts to come down to your budget, and you want to think about what is important to you in terms of your budget short term, but also the impact that that may have for you long term. Now, the last thing that I want to note about pricing is that on renewal years, so after your first year, WP Rocket does automatically provide a 30% discount on your pricing. Now let's look at documentation. Now, both Nitropack and WP Rocket do have documentation that is available, although I do find WP Rockets to be more detailed and helpful. WP Rocket is also very well known. They've been around for quite a while, so it is very easy to get support if needed and find a lot of answers online if you need any. And lastly, let's look at performance. This really comes down to the results that you're going to get. Now, if we have to compare the two based on performance, well, Nitropack is really going to be the clear winner. And that is really because they are the all-in-one speed optimization solution. So they have really everything that you could possibly need inside of their plugin. So they're going to be a clear winner when it comes to features, when it comes to performance as well. But at the same time, that does not mean that you cannot achieve great results when you use WP Rocket, as long as you have some other good things in place. So I've used WP Rocket on a site before that really had poor hosting, and it still really helped to improve the page speed. But as the site continued to grow, I knew that wasn't enough, and that's where we really needed to improve the hosting that we were using. That's going to help with our page speed a lot. And then at that point, we did not need to continue paying a higher premium for Nitropack when we can use WP Rocket and a fast loading theme, as I've shared in another video, which I'll link below to show you that setup. And that was really everything that was needed. So let's wrap this all up. How do you actually make the decision based on the site you have in front of you about what to use, either WP Rocket or Nitropack? Now, if you are already using a lightweight theme, a theme that is built really for speed, like GeneratePress, and you have really good quality hosting like Cloudways, then a WP Rocket plugin is really going to help you with your page speed, and it should be all that you really need. Now, if you really have a heavy website, you have a lot that's going on with that website, and you really need that all-in-one solution, WP Rocket isn't going to be able to provide that, especially if you're unable to change things like the theme that you are using, the hosting, and so forth. Now, another thing to keep in mind is that WP Rocket only works with WordPress websites, where Nitropack is also available on some other platforms as well. Now, when it does come to the features, I actually do like how the features of WP Rocket actually perform and what they do. But when it comes to the number of features, that's where Nitropack is going to win. And lastly, what you need to consider is definitely your budget. If you are doing this for one site, it doesn't have a lot of traffic, you don't expect large amounts of traffic now or in the near future, Nitropack may be a good option for you. But if you do start to develop a portfolio of websites, you work with a lot of clients and you want to have a good solution for all of those clients, Nitropack is going to get expensive quickly. So these are all things that you need to consider when you think about your setup and which option you actually go with. If you have any questions, you need help deciding, don't hesitate to drop a comment down below. And I hope this really helps you decide what's going to be better for you, WP Rocket or Nitropack. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.